जय राधा माधव
कुंज बिहारी.
Or you can mute yourself. I can sing it myself and you can chime in the back. You can mute all actually.
We mute ourselves?
Yeah, it's easier. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Kunja Vihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Munatiravanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Kunja Vihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Munatiravanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Gaur Premanand ki Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna and welcome to everyone.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
We
Hare
also
Krishna.
have
Hare Krishna.
Shakshirani Mataji here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Bhabhi. Nice to see you after many days. And Hare Krishna to all the viewers who are watching in YouTube. We welcome you all too.
Okay, let me know if I'm able to share the screen. You can see this?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
it's visible.
So before that, we'll just do Mangalacharan. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Namavom Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So today we'll try to cover chapter 5, Karma Yoga, or also known as Karma Sannyasa Yoga. So here first, the background was Krishna explained before Karma Yoga and then Jnana Yoga. Now, Arjuna has a genuine doubt. Before he introduced the concept, Krishna said, Chatur Varnam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. We remember that sloka. So he mentioned that there is a natural division, both Varna and Ashrama, which is necessary for self-realization. So that means there is an order. Arjuna is very clear about his position. He's a Grahastha. So he's not a sannyasi. So his question specifically is asking now, Krishna, you mentioned about, first you said, no need, first you said do work because it is your duty. Then you said it is better than duty is to get some knowledge. So then he had a doubt, okay, if you are saying better, knowledge is better, then why are you asking me to fight? Then Krishna explained, no. What I meant is how to engage in duty. Now, he's asking another question. The question is, now I'm not a sannyasi. So is it necessary to become a sannyasi, to become self-realized soul? Or I can just do my duty like how you said with knowledge. Is that enough? That's the basic question he's asking. So now Krishna is clarifying that. He's saying renunciation of work is good. But when you work, if you don't do that, if you don't take the path of sannyas, and if you are like us, all of us, we are all majority, we are all grihasthas. But being a grihastha, you chose to be in the path of grihastha, you can still achieve liberation, but if you know how to connect it through yoga. So your work also has to become connected with yoga. So this is karma yoga. That's why Prabhupada did not use the word sannyasa yoga. Karma sannyasa yoga you can say, but Prabhupada wanted to purposefully use this sentence, karma yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. You can act in this material world, but you should know how to act so that you do not get entangled. See, right now we all are very comfortable with our life. Little house, whatever house we make with our capacity, our house, our little bed, our little blanket that we choose to use. We are very comfy, comfortable, everything. Small ghosla we made and we are happy, right? All of us are happy. And each one of us are also very proud of our achievement because it's made with a lot of hard work. So this itself is like, silkworm. Silkworm makes beautiful silk. Today, one of the costliest textile material is silk. So when the silkworm is creating this beautiful silk around itself like a cocoon, what is happening? That beautiful creation of the silkworm is a trap. It gets entangled. And because of that, people are either killing the worms and then trying to take the silk. And that becomes a problem for the worm itself. So like that, all of us, we, in the name of our duty, we are doing our duty, but we are automatically also getting entangled in our duty. We are doing duty, but we are raising children. Now the child is so lovingly, small words the child is speaking. So we are getting attracted and we develop a lot of affection and love, which is natural. But that itself is becoming our very cause of bondage. So Krishna is explaining how you should act. And in fact, I will go back to the end of this chapter so that we'll get this perspective, the right perspective. It's one of the smallest slokas, chapters, I mean. So the last sloka, here Krishna is giving a formula. Generally when you speak about any topic, the conclusion is generally given in the end. So similarly, Krishna is also giving the conclusion of what is karma yoga, how to act in karma yoga in Krishna consciousness. Krishna is giving this formula. Prabhupada calls it a 3-point formula. There are 3 points here. You can mute yourself. Yeah. So Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhridum Sarva Bhutanam Gnatva Santim Richati. So if you want to make peace in this world, this is the peace formula. First is Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam. First of all, you have to learn how to do all the work that you are performing as a yajna. If you are getting married, marriage should be a yajna. Vivaha yajna. We call it Vivaha yajna. You should learn how to make your marriage itself a yajna. And then, who should be the bhokta of that yajna? Bhokta means enjoyer. Who is the beneficiary? Who is the beneficiary of that yajna? Whatever you do, Krishna is saying, I am that bhokta. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. I am the beneficiary of the yajna. Whatever yajna you do, Krishna explains in the previous chapter also about all types of yajna. If you are a brahmachari, your yajna should be celibacy. The celibacy itself, how will you offer? Just like when we say yajna, we only think of one fire and you put some herbs and you do swaha, swaha, right? That is one yajna. That is also yajna. But Krishna explains so many varieties of yajna. You can do dhana. That is also yajna. You can, as a brahmachari, you should sacrifice your sound and hearing as yajna. That becomes your celibacy. So you should know how to vibrate omkara. Omkara is Brahman. It is this transcendental spiritual sound vibration, omkara. Then somebody might say, oh, why is it that you people don't chant omkara so much? Because we understand om is a representation of Krishna, Krishna's own vibration, Krishna's name it is. So we are chanting Krishna's name itself, Hare Krishna. So om is already included inside Hare Krishna. So when you vibrate Hare Krishna or om, it is the same. So but to chant omkara itself is a very great technique. You have to vibrate it properly. You have to learn how to, sit in a erect position without bending, and your body should not be disturbed. So many things are there. Krishna explains how your the atma is sitting inside the body of made with 9 gates. There are 9 holes, right? Our body has 9 holes: 2 eyes, nose, ears, mouth, anus, and so all the 9 holes, and there are 5 airs. So inside the body there are 5 airs. You should know how to balance them also. So when you balance them, it's just like sometimes we have these fancy cars. Sometimes there are so many features in the cars, we don't even know how to use them. Some of them, we realize after some watching some video, or some friend will say, oh, did you know that there is a feature like this? Even I still keep, figuring out new features. So like that, just like how we have so many features in the car, like in a body also, there are too many features. In fact, Ayurveda says how you can balance all the airs, and you can find out whether you have a good health, gut health also or not. How to pass stool. In fact, passing stool is one of the primary index of good health. As soon as you wake up, you should be actually passing stool. If you don't, then actually you have a problem. In fact, how to pass stool also, Ayurveda, in fact, goes into depth to tell. You can find out, self-diagnose yourself if you have a good gut health or not. You have to pass, the stool, and then the liquid, and then the gas. So it should be in a particular sequence. Otherwise, you are not having good health. You cannot, and you should do it. You cannot take half an hour. Nowadays, it became a fashion. Like you sit inside the toilet, and they have a lot of magazines. You can spend 1 hour, 2 hours inside the bathroom. That's not at all good. According to Ayurveda, that's the worst thing that you can do. For your health, it's very, very bad. You just finish your business and you get out. It has to be that perfect. So Ayurveda explains about how to keep good health. So how to eat. Ayurveda even describes how to eat. You know what Ayurveda says how to eat? You should drink your solids and chew your liquids. That means when you eat any solid food, you have to chew so much. That means it becomes so liquid, and then you eat. And liquids also, you drink so slowly that as though you're chewing that. So slowly you have to drink. So by eating also there is a recommendation. How you eat your food and how much to eat also there is a recommendation. Suppose you are very full, very hungry, then you are supposed to eat only half the stomach full. And quarter you reserve for liquid, something to drink. And another quarter you have to leave empty. But we don't do that. We eat up to the neck, right? So that's totally wrong. That's not how you are supposed to eat also. We do not know these recommendations. Just like I said, how we don't know how to use the car features, like that. This body also has a lot of capacity. It can do a lot of things. And unless you are like this, you cannot, why these things are there? So that you can chant the holy names of the Lord nicely. When you sit to chant Omkara, then you don't have cough in your throat, something stuck up, so many things which are disturbing us, coming in between us and to chant and become transcendentally connected. These are all the obstacles. So these obstacles are automatically removed if you know how to eat, how to sleep, how to wake up. You sleep, my grandfather, in those days, at least I grew up in a combined family. My grandfather had this policy, show the stick, or not use the stick. He would show the stick, and he had a policy, all the grandchildren, we all are supposed to sleep by 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Lights have to be off. Why? Because 4 o'clock you have to wake up. None of us used to wake up. That's a different thing. But he would wake up every day at 4 o'clock. So there were systems. But nowadays, nobody's following. Weekend means they think they can wake up at 11, 12, I don't know, whatever time. So because everything has become topsy-turvy. We do not know how to use this body, why these rules are made, what is the purpose of these rules. It is forgotten. So Krishna is explaining everything has to be performed as a yajna. Yajna. So unless you do yajna, you cannot become successful. We don't have to work like donkeys in a rat race to gain some material wealth. People don't know this simple secret. In the previous days, the entire Hindu culture knew this philosophy. But with the Kali Yuga, progress of Kali Yuga, everybody became influenced by the scientific, in the name of scientific thoughts. We gave up that kind of a culture, but people were generally speaking, they're very, very opulent. In fact, there were times, even before the Mughals invaded India, there were times where all the jewels and gems were sold on the footpath by weight, like how peanuts are sold. Like that, people were selling gems and jewelry like that. That means it was not so much in demand. People didn't care for that. It's okay, it's one of the things. Why? Because they were pursuing something higher. The whole population was pursuing something higher. Today, we have a civilization where we are all thinking how you live defines success. That means how big house I'm living in, how big car I'm driving, what big job I have, how much money I have in bank balance. This defines my success. That is the kind of civilization we are living right now. But the Vedic civilization was always telling us how one should die. That defines success. Till today, we are worshipping Bhishma Dev only because he chose how to die, even at the cost of lying on a deathbed of arrows. Why? Because he wanted to chant the names of Krishna. He wanted to see Krishna directly before leaving his body. And he was an embodiment of success. How to prepare for success. That was how Vedic life was geared around. Everybody, the entire population was towards that direction. How can one leave the body? How are you preparing for death? Are we helping each other? The entire civilization was set up like that. So that is why People, when these gold or jewelry or gems, all these things are there, it's not, nobody wants them because they already understood that is so flickering happiness it is. There is nothing, you don't have to run behind it. But today, we are just the opposite. We are all running behind that. In fact, there is something called as a new name. They have a name for everything. FOMO. You know what is FOMO? Fear of missing out. Why you want to buy that? Oh, that guy bought it. Maybe I will not get it. So I'll go and buy it. What is that? Do you need it? I don't know. That guy bought it. I have to buy it. We saw it during pandemic time. Toilet paper. Toilet paper in Walmart was not available. Why? Because fear of missing out. Maybe I'll not get toilet paper. What will I do? Go and buy. So much. People are doing this for every single thing. Whether they want it, whether they don't want it, whether there is a need for it, does not matter. It came in Amazon. It came inside your, WhatsApp or wherever somebody sent you something. I have to buy it. That's all. And that too, they'll check the reviews. Oh, 3,000 people bought. That means I have to buy it. So it has become like that. People do not know what to pursue. We are all misguided civilization. So happiness is very, we all want happiness, but we don't know how to get happiness. There's one very nice incident. I think I can quote this. One guy, he wanted to build a house. So he worked very hard with his two hands. He actually built from scratch. Very beautiful house. It took him a long time. So all the neighborhood, everybody was seeing how he is building from scratch. And beautiful house he made. So always one neighbor would come and tell, if you sell your house, I want to buy. He'll say, no, I won't sell it. It's very expensive. So finally, anyway, one day, because he's asking every day, so he'll ask for a very high price. He'll say, if it's only 300,000, he'll say, 1 million, if you give, I'll sell it. Then the neighbor agrees. He says, okay, I'll give you 1 million. So and then they're all very happy. They went for a party, picnic, and when they came back, they saw what happened. The house was on fire. Then he was like, oh my God, they were so depressed. House is on fire, all his investment in that emotionally, physically, everything he invested is crying so hard. Then his first son comes and says, Dad, don't worry. The neighbor who agreed to buy, he's ready to pay the advance. Then immediately he's calm. Oh, so it's not my house. I don't have to worry. House is sold. Then after a little while, the second son comes and says, Dad. Actually, a small twist. The guy didn't give the advance. He was supposed to give advance. He didn't give the advance. So I don't think we have a deal. Then again, he's so sad. My God, my house is gone. Then after a little while, the third son comes and says, Dad, I just spoke to the guy. He says, I'm man of my word. Even though I told you guys, it's just your house is burnt, doesn't matter. I gave you my word. I'm still buying it. Don't worry about it. Then immediately the guys, oh my God. Now it is no problem. So what happened? In all the situations, one time he's happy, one time he's sad. One time immediately he's happy, immediately he's sad. Nothing changed actually. The house is there, house is burning, everything is same. What changed? What changed here? Ownership. It's not mine. It's okay. Moment you think it is mine, pain has come. Moment you think it is not yours, pain is gone. So all of our pain is like this. It is very, very, happiness is very concocted. We have concocted happiness. So like inflation. So inflation, you remember, When in our childhood, everything is very cheap. If you go to a restaurant, three rupees, we can give a party with our friends also with 3 rupees. It's a lot of money. Today, 3 rupees can buy you nothing. You cannot even buy milk also. One milk packet also is 40 rupees or 50 rupees. I don't know, now it is maybe more. So even milk you cannot buy anything with 3 rupees. So inflation. Now you go pay 300 or 3,000 rupees, the same 3 friends or 4 friends go and eat the same food. But you feel it's the same happiness. When you paid 3 rupees, how much happiness you got? 3,000 you paid, the same happiness is the same. So like that, happiness also is a concocted inflation in our brain. See, you take bath with the hot water in a bucket, you pour, you get whatever satisfaction. Now, you take a tub bath, the same hot water, you go inside, instead of pouring from the bucket, you go inside the big bucket, which is a tub, and you sit. Now you feel very, very elated. But your happiness is exactly the same. There's no difference. So it's inflation of your concocted happiness. That's all. So the jnani means an intelligent person is one who knows the soul has nothing to do with this external interaction with the senses and the sense objects. When they are interacting, there is nothing. The soul is actually participating. The soul is not part of the game. A jnani is somebody who knows this concept. So those who do not know this concept, they are the ones who become greedy for the fruit of the action, because they are thinking, I did this action, so I am the owner of the fruit. So if somebody tries to snatch it or disturb it a little bit, I become angry. So this is where the concept of anger comes. Anger simply comes with 2 things. When you disturb 2 things, the idea is, I am the owner of this body and I am the controller of this body. So when this ownership or this controllership, if it's disturbed by somebody, then anger comes. Because you're challenging my supremacy. So even in marriage life, it's beyond more than the sexual attraction. What really holds everybody is that sense of control. Everybody feels control. I am able to control. The wife thinks like that and the husband thinks like that. So they are thinking, when there is a real friction, when actually people are stamping their toes on that, on the controllership, you are controlling me, I am controlling you, when it becomes very visible and conscious and expressed in such a manner, then the friction comes and they don't want to stay together. So basically the concept here is how even a marriage is failing is because everybody is externally thinking, I am the controller. So this, if you extend this idea to everything, wherever you observe a little bit, wherever you get angry, you see there are only these 2 things. What is being disturbed, you see. Why are you getting angry? Because somebody did not listen to you. What does that mean? You said something, they did not listen to you. That means your supremacy has been undermined. You could not convey your, you wanted to take control over that situation. You could not. Means your controllership is gone. You're not in control of the situation anymore. So if you analyze, everything comes to that. And little deeper to that becomes why that is coming? Because of kama. Kama, it's not only sexual lust. Kama means anything you want to possess. I want to possess that. That is kama. So that is a root. And how that is coming, how kama is coming, the senses are interacting with the sense objects. And the more they are interacting, the more they are seeing, then the more they are thinking, I want it. That desire is coming from there. So it is all beginning from association. Karanam guna sangasya. It starts there. So, moment you engage in any activity for the pleasure of the senses, that is the root cause of all of our suffering. So people think we are suffering. So why are you suffering? Because you acted in a way to enjoy your senses. That is the root of the suffering. This is the essence of it. This is the essence of the entire suffering, according to Krishna. So, but then, this is not how we are seeing this world. We are seeing we are always trying to blame somebody. If some suffering happened to you, what is the first thing you do? Who can I put a lawsuit on? Because of this guy, I'm suffering. That's how we all are seeing, right? Because of you, it happened. Because of you, it happened. Everybody wants to say that only. Because of you, it happened. I am not suffering because of myself. Because we do not have this jnana. We do not understand this. So, first Krishna is trying to give us this tip. Try to upgrade your skills of knowledge, jnana. What is matter and what is spirit. And know who is the person who is doing action, who is doing the action. Prakriti, the three modes of material nature, are propelling all of us to do act in a particular way. That is why the actions are subdivided into sattva guna, rajo guna, and tamo guna. So these three modes of nature only are pushing everyone to act in such a certain way. So just like the puppet is being moved by the strings, it looks like the puppet's hand is moving, the mouth is moving and talking and all that. But actually somebody else is pulling the string. The same way, the body, something else is pulling the strings of the body. What are the three strings? Sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna. They are pulling the strings. And we, the Atma, is simply sitting inside and is just observing. Nothing more. Atma is not causing the action. Atma is not causing the result also. Atma is simply the observer. But the problem is, because the Atma is not doing anything, it became a prisoner. Atma became a prisoner inside of this body, inside this cycle of enjoyment and happiness. So this cycle of happiness and enjoyment extends to the next life, becomes birth and death cycle. And Atma is imprisoned in this vicious cycle. You cannot cut this cycle. So helplessly, Atma is just a mute observer only. So those who know this, the art of controlling karma, anger. 26, Krishna is saying, Kama Krodha Vimuktatma Yatinam Yat Chetasam Abhito Brahma Nirvanam Vartate Viditatmanam. Meaning Brahma Nirvanam. You can experience that supreme bliss within this body. This body is supposed to give you that. Just like one of the features you don't know about the car is how to get happiness separate from the sense objects. Today, what is our idea? We get happiness only when we get material things. So what we are doing, we want more happiness. So what we should do? We get more things. So if money is giving happiness, what we should do? Get more money. House is giving happiness. So what you should do? You should have big house. So that is our idea, because we do not know any other source of happiness. But Krishna is saying, moment you are free from kama, krodha, then you become eligible to understand there is a different source of happiness which is called Brahma Nirvanam. And that Brahma Nirvanam is just like how you chant the Omkara mantra, how you perform the yajna, bhuktaram yajna tapasam, that perform that yajna, then immediately it gives you ecstasy. That ecstasy comes. When you chant Hare Krishna, ecstasy comes. Why? Because you have learned how to get happiness separate from the objects of the senses. Now, the question can come, but we are not sannyasis. We don't know how to do this. We are not yogis. So there is another way to be involved in this life and use everything as a yajna. That is what Krishna is teaching. So the next one, next sloka, next line, he's saying, Bhoktaram yajna tapasam, sarvaloka maheshwaram, surdam sarvabhutanam, natvamam santi mruchati. Understand, I am also the master of all the worlds, sarvaloka maheshwaram, and suhurdam sarvabhutanam, means I am the friend of all the living entities. So when you know this, just by knowing this, automatically Santi Mruchati, you will be established in peace. This is a peace formula. So those who are knowledge, who are Pandit, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini. See, Sunichaiva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshinaha. So a great sage is somebody who knows this knowledge. He understands that none of us are actually doing anything. So when he sees a great sage, he sees a dog eater, elephant, anything, he's seeing everybody as same, that we all are captured prisoners inside this body. So a great devotee is paradukka dukhi. He is seeing our suffering and is seeing how can I help him. So that is his only mission. With that mission, the great devotees are taking a lot of pains to explain how we are suffering. Right now, we are not thinking we are suffering. Suffering is by people who are handicapped, who are in the hospital, who have disease, who don't have money, who are in the, on the street. They are only suffering. We are fine because I have a good house, I have family, I have money. I'm not suffering. So this is like a madman talking. Just like, what is the value of madman talking? No value. So sometimes you see madman is coming and he's walking wherever he says, whichever house he sees, it's mine, he'll tell. Does that have any meaning? Any girl he sees, he says, this is my wife. He's a madman. We all see is like a madman. So a pure devotee, a realized soul, he is seeing when we are talking like that, this house is mine, this family is mine, this money is mine, like that. So the pure devotee is saying, like a madman. Nothing is yours, but you are thinking it is yours, and you are also trying to be happy with that. What can I say? So that's how a pure devotee is thinking. And he is striving very hard to crack our brain, to make us understand, dude, you will die one day and you are acting as though you will have all these things next to you. Asat Sainyeshu, you are having all these Asat Sainyeshu, means who are infallible soldiers. Fallible soldier means a soldier, when he sees one enemy, he will run away. Such type of soldiers, if you have 100 people next to you, what is the use? Because moment the enemy comes, all these guys will run away. What is the value of such type of soldiers? Like that type of asat sainyeshu, you have all your assets around you and you are feeling proud I have such a big family. My family is so big. I have so much money. I am so proud. I have so much education. Like that, you are feeling proud falsely, like a madman. Like that, a pure devotee is feeling compassion on people like us. And they are trying to explain, no, there is a different life. No, we all know. It's not that we don't know. We know we are going to die also. But the problem is our actions do not match with our understanding, because we do not understand that there is another life. After this life, there is another life we do not understand. So we are thinking FOMO, fear of missing out. Maybe I should enjoy now only. I should enjoy now only. Better I enjoy now only. Who knows what happens after I die? So we are thinking like that, and we are not acting anything for the betterment of our soul. This is why we are getting entrapped again and again and again. So a wise man is somebody who actually wakes up. When hearing such instructions, he wakes up and he asks questions. Okay, what am I supposed to do next? He should ask. That inquiring spirit has to arise in us. If we don't ask, what am I supposed to do next? Then we are like animals, because animals also don't ask. They just take birth, they grow, they have a family, and eventually they die. And they didn't ask any question. And same thing with us. We might think, oh, I have very intelligent. I lead a very big position in a company. You might think everything, but all that is what? Just to maintain your family. Kutumba Bharanenava, simply for maintenance of family, you are doing it. That's all. Otherwise, there is no value. If you don't inquire what is the purpose of human life and do not know how to act in this world without getting any bondage, then we are caught up. So Krishna says all these wonderful instructions. So the entire 5th chapter is for how to act in a yukta vairagya. Yuktam vairagyam. You can work, but everything can be engaged in Krishna's service. You don't have to throw anything. So there is an art of how do you do that? First line Krishna is saying, Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. Act in such a way that I am the beneficiary of all your work. If you know this secret, then you have learned 5th chapter. That's how you should work. Then, even though you are a grahastha, because you are offering everything to Krishna, you have understood Bhokta is Krishna and not you, then you are free. You are better than a sannyasi. You are better than a sannyasi. Because the concept is in the idea of possessing. Everything is mine. That is the idea. If you have, that is bondage. And merely by renouncing and not giving up that idea, then even if you are a sannyasi, it is waste. Rather, even if you are a grahastha, and if you have this concept, everything is for Krishna, I am working, then you are liberated, even in this world. So this is in a very simplistic way, I have made this conclusion of the 5th chapter. If anybody has any questions, I can take it. No questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Mataji. బాగున్నారా? అదే అది ఇప్పుడు సోల్ కేవలం విట్నెస్ గా ఉన్నప్పుడు మరి మనం ఇంత థియరీ విన్నాక కూడా సోల్ ఈజ్ నాట్ డూయింగ్ ఎనీథింగ్, ఓన్లీ ద యాక్షన్స్ ఆర్ గోయింగ్ ఆన్ డ్యూ టు ద ఎఫెక్ట్ ఆఫ్ మ్యాటర్, లైక్ ఆల్ ద 3 మోడ్స్ అని చెప్తున్నారు కదా. మరి ఈవెన్ దో మరి అది ఆ థియరీ తెలిసినా కూడా వెన్ ఎవర్ వి డూ సమ్ టాస్క్, వై వి ఫీల్ లైక్ వీఆర్ ఓన్లీ డూయింగ్, అంటే మనకి అది మనమే చేస్తున్నాం, ఆ డెసిషన్ మనమే తీసుకుంటున్నాం, అదేదో మనమే చెయ్యాలి అన్నట్టే ఉంటుంది, కానీ అది మనం ఏదో విట్నెస్ గా ఉన్నాము అనే ఫీలింగ్ రాదు మనకి. అది దాన్ని ఎలాగ మరి మనం స్ట్రాంగ్ చేసుకోవాలి? లైక్ అంటే మనం ఆ థియరీ మనకి ఐడియా అర్థమైంది, కాకపోతే ప్రాక్టికలీ వీఆర్ నాట్ ఇన్ దట్
కాన్షియస్నెస్.
ఆ కాన్షియస్నెస్ లో లేవు మనం.
కరెక్ట్.
అది మరి ఎలా బిల్డ్ చేసి దానికి
You
ఏమైనా
can tell the question in English also before you answer it. It will be nice.
Yeah.
And Prabhu can tell.
So her question is, yeah, theoretically now it is nice, like we are saying the soul is just a witness, it is not doing anything. But in reality, when we are doing any work, why is it that this thought doesn't come to us? We feel that we are only doing, we are only making the decision, we are only running the world. It feels like that. Is that your question, correct?
ఎస్ ప్రభుజీ, ఎస్.
Yeah. So that's exactly what sadhana is meant for. So it is not easy to cut this illusion. So you need a very sharp sword to cut. You know, if the sword is very weak, blunt, so no matter what you do, it doesn't cut, right? So you need a very sharp sword. So Krishna explains the knowledge like a very sharp sword. So this sharpness of the sword comes through your sadhana. How much you are dedicated to hearing the holy names of Krishna. How much are you trying to be free from kama krodha vimuktatma? Because that means your consciousness has to be purified constantly. All the religiosity, generally religious life, what we try to do, we are trying to separate religious life with our practical life. Spiritual life and religious life, in one sense, are very different. Why? Because imagine there is a fish inside a small bowl, fish bowl. So fish is used to that. Fish got born in the bowl only. Fish is growing there only. Fish is everything in the bowl only. That small world. Whatever you put some rock here, this, that, one plant. So fish is swimming in that bowl only. Now, that is the same bowl you take and put it inside a big lake or a pond. But the fish is thinking, this is my house. I have to only swim here. But actually there's no difference, because the fish can actually get out of it and roam in the entire lake. It became liberated, but it does not know it got liberated. It got merged with the big lake, big water. It does not know. Correct? Fish is still roaming in that small world only. Like that, we also have this concept of religion. Whenever we talk about religion or practicing religiosity, it is within our small brain we have our idea. When we are born, when we grew up, everybody is telling this is the way you have to do practice religion, and that's all is a religion. We are going through that cycle only. Oh, ye puja karna hai, ye this karna hai, wo karna hai. We are like the fish in the bowl. But Krishna is saying, Arey, no, I made those rules not for that. I made those rules so that you get out of it, you become liberated, you understand you are like me. Atma is Brahman. You have nothing to do with this bowl. You're not the fish in the bowl. Come out and swim in the ocean. So Krishna is giving that tool. So that is called yoga. We know to do karma, but we don't know karma yoga. How to connect Krishna, we do not know. So Krishna is saying, moment you connect with me, constantly observe me in the Paramatma, you will get all the qualities of me. You will be liberated like me. You have nothing to do with this world. So this is sadhana. How do you do that? Krishna is very kind. In other ages, he has come, so many techniques he has given. But in Kali Yuga, Kalau tad Hari Kirtanat. Krishna is giving association to you directly in Hari Kirtanat. If you just merge with Krishna in the holy name, then immediately you can see that your identity is a servant of Krishna. It is not difficult. So, Karanam Gunasangasya, what type of association you are keeping? After a little bit of hearing whatever you did, then what type of association you have? What is your mind continuously thinking? That is the association you have. That is association you are giving to the mind. So if you constantly remember the thoughts, what Krishna is speaking, how you can come to Krishna, how you can serve Krishna 24 hours. Prabhupada has given one practical life instructions, how you can connect yourself with Krishna conscious activities. If you keep doing that under the guidance of devotees, then easily you will, even if you are 24 hours a day, you will not forget your identity, that you are servant of Krishna. Yeah, initially it will be the fan, even if you put the switch off, it will still rotate. It will think, even in the guise of a devotee also, you might be thinking, I am great speaker, I am a great Pandit, I am great this, I am great that. You might think like that for some time, but very soon that will stop. That idea will come that Krishna is only running everything. Krishna is a controller. You will come to that understanding very easily, very soon. See, devotees don't think, because of me, everything, all great things happen. No. Moment anything good happens, devotee thinks, because Krishna is so kind, he made this happen. Otherwise, I am not qualified. If anything bad happens, immediately devotee is thinking, I am such a sinful person because of my karma, because of my ahankara, I messed it up and I did not let Krishna do it. That is why I am in trouble. So devotee is thinking like that. Immediately, everything devotee gives credit to Krishna. So he knows this is how he is not artificially thinking. All these ideas are not artificially imposed on you. When you keep chanting, your progression of faith increases so much that you understand you are not the doer. It happens slowly. But suddenly it doesn't happen. But slowly it happens through association, good association.
I want to say something.
Yeah.
So what happens is, as devotees, there are some guidelines which we have to follow. Supposing something you have to do, and you are doing as per the guidelines. Supposing you want to go for a party or something, any activity you're doing, and if you are following the guidelines laid out by Prabhupada, that you should do like this. This is how you should lead your life. If you are following that, and if something happened, then you will think that, okay, this is also mercy of Krishna. This is also, I had to face this is karma which is coming. But also at every moment we have to think, somehow or the other, if we are thinking that I am the doer, I have to take the decision, you don't take like that. You do what is right, what is supposed to be done. So if you do like that, I feel that you won't feel that you are the doer. Supposing you're pushed into a situation, okay, you don't have an option, then it's better, that way. Then you will never think that I am doing. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Because it happens to me all the time. I do it like that. I don't make so much decision. Okay, I will give what my mind is saying. I have two options. I'll say, okay, I don't want to, and whatever easily it goes, no, I'll think that this is what Krishna wants.
Rupa Goswami gave a better guideline.
Yeah,
even
I don't know. You can
guideline.
share that.
That
Yeah.
decision making is, suppose you are in a dvivida, you are in a decision making, and you came to a point where it is difficult to make a decision. So Rupa Goswami says, if I choose this option, will it make me remember Krishna more, or will it make me forget Krishna? If it makes me remember Krishna more, I choose that. If I make that making me forget Krishna, then I will leave that option. This is the guideline.
So it's easy, no? If that is the right answer.
This is also called surrender.
Yeah. So, that way you are not thinking that you are doing. Actually, indirectly, that's what I was saying, but I didn't say in those words. But in my mind, I was thinking the same thing, that you don't make the decisions, it will happen. Sometimes, yeah, if by ahankar, we will make the decision. It will happen. And then you will see the result. Then you will realize, Arey, this made me go away. So you will become more conscious of the next time when you're making a decision. Because every time we have to make decision in our life.
Actually, what happens, you'll be surprised if you tune yourself everything to choose for Krishna. In fact, you'll suppose if you are supposed to make X amount of money, let's say if it is for making money venture, but if your thoughts are pure and if it is really meant for offering to Krishna only, instead of X, you'll automatically make 1000X. That's how the design is made.
Because your goal is that you want
Your
to
goal
serve
is
the
not,
Lord.
goal is not to make money. Is not, a goal is not to profit for yourself. We have seen that every time we made a project for Krishna, like in Bangalore temple, when we all were there, we were hesitant to make a brochure. I remember even now, the brochure was supposed to go out for printing. So we don't know how much the project is going to cost. So we thought we'll put 5 crores. So 5 crores, then everybody said, 5 crores looks a little less. Can we make it 7? We were all scared. My God, nobody has seen 7 crores in our life. Then, okay, somebody hesitatingly on the brochure, we made a correction. Okay, 7. Wait. Why don't we put 8 crores? Last minute, last chance, we'll put 8 crores. Then it went for printing. It came back 8. Finally, how much we spent? More than 60 crores. We are a bunch of young people. Nobody has even gone to corporate to make one job also. 60 crores. It is nothing. Like we just knocked every door. That's all. But when you work for Krishna like that, purely for Krishna, it is like that. Krishna gives unlimited. Today, you cannot even stop counting the number of zeros next to that 60. That much Krishna is pouring money there. So this is going beyond the fishbowl. If you are sitting inside the fishbowl, that only one rupee, only one paisa, wherever that is, that's all. But you go beyond. You are not working for ourselves anymore. There is no self. It is only Krishna is the self. We are all working for Krishna. The life expands. That is gratitude. That life expands like that. It's magnet. We all, each one of us are like that magnetic reservoir. You are like a magnetic reservoir. So much you can attract opulence for the service of Krishna. If you think it is for you, then Krishna, no, it doesn't work.
So when in the process of decision making, if something goes wrong, should we think that that, like we all say, everything happens for a reason, is what we always.
No. We should understand, if it is in the devotional process, we should, as a devotee, you should think our surrender is not enough. I'll tell you one nice story of Ramanujacharya's disciple. Ramanujacharya, at that time, he had a lot of disciples, and the sannyasi disciples were always with him, very close by, because he was a sannyasi himself. So the Grihastha disciples would think, I cannot serve my guru so well. But then Ramanujacharya was always favoring this one particular Grihastha disciple too much. Then the sannyasis were kind of jealous. What is this? We are close to Ramanujacharya so much. Why is he showing so much favor on this Grihastha disciple? After all, he's a money-minded man. He has money, business, children, house, so many things. He has so many ways to enjoy material life. Why is he not giving us the same importance? Then Ramanujacharya could read their mind. He saw so much disturbance is going on. So then what he does, he tells, okay, you know what, 2 sannyasis he picks. Then he says, you go to their house, to his house, and you steal something. Whatever is there, you can find some valuables. You steal and you bring it to me. But do it stealthily. Don't get caught. So that family is always with Ramanujacharya. They know all the disciples, they know all the devotees. So once when these two sannyasis came, like chore, they came to the house, they saw the only wife was alone. But wife saw, she knows all the people, so she could recognize these two people also. Why are they coming and why are they hiding and coming? So maybe, they want to say something, I don't know. So she was kind of calm and she didn't want to disturb their plan. So she was sitting wherever, like divan, daybed. She was lying there and they were still coming inside the house. So she thought maybe I should act as though I've not seen them. So she kind of acts as though she was sleeping. So they're trying to take all the, valuable jewelry, everything. Then they see this lady has a lot of jewelry she's wearing. So they thought, and then they see she's also sleeping. So it's easy. So then they thought one side where the hand is the other side, the other hand is on the top. So they easily could take out the bangles. And she wanted to actually give. So she was actually making sure that they could take out their bangles and all that easily. Then she wanted to give the second hand also because they want to take it, maybe for Ramanujacharya wants it. So then she thought she will move and give the other hand also. But moment she moved, they thought, oh, she woke up, and they got scared and they run away and they come back and give all this jewelry to Ramanujacharya. So Ramanujacharya doesn't react anything. Then he says, the disciple, now what? Nothing. You go back again stealthily you go inside and you wait until the husband comes and let's see what happens. Next drama, what happens? You listen. Then again these sannyasis go inside and they waiting for that husband to come. So moment husband comes, he sees only half, jewelry was not there and half is there. So what should be the natural reaction? He's angry. So obviously he's angry. So the disciples thought, see, we knew he'll be angry. And what is the next sentence he said? You are so unsurrendered to the Guru. You knew they have come because of your lack of surrender. You could not serve your Guru. You could only give 50%. Other 50% you could not give. You see, that's how devotee thinks. So they go back and tell to Ramanujacharya and they say, we fall at your feet. We know now why you are favoring him so much. In fact, Ramanujacharya does the same trick on the sannyasis ashram. What do sannyasis have? Nothing. They have only one kopin, one gamcha and one dhoti. So what he does is he tells one of the brahmacharis to go and mismatch everybody's. You take this guy's one, that place, that one here. You mix up everybody's belongings. And next day in the ashram, sannyasi ashram, full fighting. You took my dhoti, you took my kopin, you took my towel. Like that, they were fighting just for small things. And look at this Grihastha disciple. His consciousness, totally different. So I hope you got the point.
Also, we as devotees, we will think that, if something went wrong, we will also think that we make ourselves satisfied that, one is that it shouldn't have happened. Whatever happened, it is good. Second is whatever karma there are, because we have so many karmas accumulated. So that is part of my nullifying of the karma. So these two ways a devotee will think, right? And pacify himself. And her goal should be that anything that brings me closer to Krishna is always going to be for your favor only. Even losing something, gaining something, anything which brings you closer to Krishna, it is always good. Whichever takes you away from Krishna, that is bad. That is the yardstick.
A devotee never thinks it is mine. That is it's the biggest difference in consciousness. There is another disciple of Ramanujacharya. who is blind. So Ramanujacharya always tells the disciple, why don't you pray to Krishna? He's a very pure devotee, he knows. So he says, you ask Krishna to give me sight. He will give you sight. So he never prays to Krishna like that. He's always. So next time Ramanujacharya tricks him. He says, next time when you're praying to Krishna, you tell Krishna that my guru's property, there is some defect. So please rectify that. Like that, you make a prayer for me. Can you? He says, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Then he makes a prayer like that. Then immediately his eyes come out. He starts seeing. So Ramanujacharya tricks him because this disciple is never thinking the body belongs to me. He's thinking my body belongs to my guru. So that's why Ramanujacharya told like that. My guru's property has a defect. You rectify that defect. See? It's a different consciousness.
Yeah, we are slowly going to come to that consciousness. When we chant Hare Krishna, that is what our goal is. We are taking baby steps right now. But, we know at least what is our destination, that we have to have that consciousness.
Right.
I like that guidance where it says, think that, what did you say? When in decision making, if consciously or unconsciously, if we think that by doing X decision you're getting closer to Krishna, but then by doing Y decision you're getting away from Krishna. I think that's a very overall big picture guidance that I think I will follow from future.
Excellent. That is Rupa not mine. Rupa Goswami's decision. That's his
yeah.
Roja Garu, how was the answer? What do you feel? You have any question?
No, Mataji, it's clear for me. I understood. Kani inka one more question I have. Like if Arjuna heard whole Bhagavad Gita from Bhagavan Krishna, then again why he went to hell, and again why he took rebirth?
No, he didn't go to hell like that. What happened is Yamaraj wanted. No. Yamaraj wanted to have association of 5 Pandavas again.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
That's all. And he wanted to hear from Yudhishthir some advice.
Okay.
That's all. That is a trick. That's a trick what Yamaraj played so that he gets association of great devotees.
Okay.
And
again he took rebirth, no?
No, it is like devotees go wherever Krishna goes. Devotees are always constantly going on taking birth wherever Krishna is coming.
Okay.
They are Parshadhas. Parshadha means who is a constant companion. A constant companion. They are not like us. In multi-universe, wherever Krishna, see all the bubbles, Krishna is there, right? Wherever Krishna Leela is going on, Arjuna will go.
But not only this Arjuna, so many Arjunas will be there, no? The soul.
We don't have information of everyone.
Yeah.
We just know about one Arjuna. But definitely this Arjuna will go everywhere, wherever Krishna is going.
But that also could be a pastime, right? So anybody can...
Yeah. See, Krishna is not coming to only our bubble. Krishna is going to all the bubbles.
So just like Narad Muni is also, here Narad Muni is there, in another bubble, another Narad Muni might also be there. Another Prahlad is also there, no? So devotees can have that pastime with the Lord, no? That soul, different Atma. Same Narad
like
Muni
for example, don't confuse with the position. See, just like Brahma is a position, that post, it's a post, like IAS officer, like governor, it's a post. Now, it is not a person. Now, the different governor can be there. Different IAS officer can be there. Like that, a different Brahma is there. The Jiva is different, but the position is Brahma. In every bubble, there is a Brahma. So, when you are saying every Narada is there, it is not the same Narada. It
the
could be a role of a Narada, but it's a different. Just like we also can go to Krishna's pastimes when you become liberated, but you are only one as Atma.
Yeah, correct. That I understood.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
Another jiva is enacting that pastime that becomes that Narada pastime he is doing. Another jiva, right?
Correct.
That's a correct way to understand,
Another
right?
jiva.
Another jiva. Yeah, it's not necessarily the same jiva.
Same jiva, no.
He can also go. Like once this bubble is finished, if Krishna desires, then as Narada also he can go, or as somebody else also he can go. It's like eternally you can do any pastime, right?
Agreed.
With the Lord.
This is something new again for me. I heard today it's a position, not a jiva. That concept I didn't understand before.
Yes. All devatas is a position. Jiva, you can acquire the position by accumulating karma. That is why you see
Got it.
Bali Chakravarti, he is performing 100 Yasvamedha. Anybody who has 100 Asvamedha Yajna Punya, you will become Indra. Post of Indra, you are qualified. If Indra post is empty, then at least you will go to Indra Loka. If this post is full, you will be promoted to some other post where Indra post is empty.
You will be upgraded.
Yes.
You will be upgraded.
Upgraded. But that is material world. Still material world. Up to Brahmaloka is all material world. That means like your 100 years are finished, you will die. Like that Indra's 100 years are finished, you will come back again to Mrityuloka. Just like you go on a Europe tour. 10 days you package you take. After 10 days, what will happen? Go back to India. Or wherever you came from. Like that, Indra package, Punya is finished, then you Kshine, Punya, Mrityulokam, Vishanti, you come back to Mrityuloka again.
And then you build up again.
And then again you build up. So it is like a game. It's like a game show. You know, collect points, you lose points. Collect points, lose points. So this cycle, this is not what Krishna is promoting. Even though you can do this, he's not trying to encourage you for this. He's saying stop this cycle of going to Brahmaloka, Indraloka, Chandraloka, trying to get powers. All this useless. Just like money is one type of, asti, valuable. Powers is another type of, crap in this world. It has no higher value. So stop this game and come to me where there is no more birth and no more death.
You can also,
if you don't understand this, this is another type of a prison we are getting imprisoned with. Just like suppose somebody puts you handcuffs, but with golden handcuffs. Is that nice?
you want golden handcuffs?
Do you want
No, it's not nice, because all these bonuses and all of that is nothing but golden handcuffs, in my opinion.
That is what scriptures are actually saying. You will get, but it's also golden hand.
Yeah, they give you all these bonuses but make you slog like a dog. So yeah,
it will go away. The point is it will go away.
Yeah.
It's not going to remain. It's temporary.
It's like money. You have the money in the bank account. As long as you use the money, it is there in the bank. The moment it keeps deteriorating, money gets deteriorating. Like that, your good karma.
You spend money, it is gone.
Yeah, bank balance come hota jayega. Like that, but punya also, you keep using all this punya, it will get finished.
That's all.
I think nice.
Okay.
Any other question? Since we don't have any other question, we can stop here. And Hanji?
higher planetary systems lo they don't have gross body kada, so they cannot
everything
do any,
is subtle, fine.
so they cannot do any puja and meditations and all these.
Why?
No,
Why? Everything you can do.
without this gross body వాళ్ళు
Yeah, everything is done with mind only anyway.
Okay.
You don't need body, right? Actually, you don't need body. What you need is mind.
For liberation we need this gross body అని చెప్పారు కదా.
You don't need. No, you don't need. You don't need anything for liberation.
They can also do that.
Yeah, they can also do, but they will not do. Why? Because so much opportunity for enjoyment.
Okay.
So much opportunity, so much, everything is there, so easily available. Imagine people are inside the Las Vegas casino. You tell them, do some bhakti. Will it work? It is so much flashy lights, everything, so much music, so much everything is going on. Nobody is interested. They're not even bothered to talk to you. In Indraloka, it is like that.
Desire is not there. Unless over there also they can do. It's not that they cannot do. They can do, but it is just like, in
Distractions
America,
are more.
like in
See,
America,
when there is too much pain, like in Africa, go to somebody and you tell you have to do some, higher dharma, yajna, dana. The guy will not even listen to you because he's in extreme pain, extreme hunger, extreme poverty. There is nothing. You cannot talk to him. First, you give him some food, and then he will, stomach is full. Then he will listen to you. Until then, he can't even listen to you. Like that, extreme happiness or extreme pain, both are bad for devotional life. So we are very fortunate. We are both balanced. Our pain and pleasure, both are not too much. Both are not too much. Little bit only. Both are little bit only. Our pleasure also is little bit. Our pain also is a little bit. So when somebody talks about devotional life, you can still sit and listen.
if you have lots of money, billionaires,
like you can listen for longer time also. Others cannot listen this much.
Yeah, people who are billionaires, you sit and tell them about Krishna consciousness.
I have to.
What are you talking?
Tell me. They call it elevator pitch. Elevator means how long you'll sit in elevator. That much time only you have. Tell me now. What you'll tell him? You can't tell him anything.
Yeah.
One question: why did Balarama leave Krishna in the battlefield alone, or why did Krishna not allow Balarama? Either ways.
To come to the Kurukshetra war.
What about Balarama missing from the Kurukshetra war?
He's too powerful. In 1 minute, everybody will die. And Krishna can't stop Balaram. So that was not the purpose. So Krishna and Balaram, there is no difference actually.
And
so
Balaram also
away for that reason.
Also,
and he also favored Duryodhan. He accepted Duryodhan as his disciple. So there'll be a big conflict. Which side he will stand? He can't be on both sides.
And there's another reason. There's another reason also, no, that Krishna didn't go to the all over India actually tour. Krishna didn't go, right? So Krishna and Balaram are same. So and Balaram, because of this time, he actually went for a tour, right? And he saw
so many things. Yeah.
So many things.
Actually,
so
that is another Leela completely.
Like Krishna says, no, he comes yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. So srijamyaham Balaram did. So like that. Nice. So I think we'll stop the class here, and thank you everybody for joining, and thank you everybody on the live also. I will stop the live right now, and then we can